Good morning.
You're none?
We'll call the work session to order. The meeting is being recorded. Public comment. Do we have any public comment?
I have some stuff, but just wait till the end, I guess.
Yeah, department updates.
Right,
Unfinished business.
We do not have any.
Open, new business, open RFPs for labor return.
We received two, one from Campbell, Durant and Beatty, and the other one from Knox Law.
Campbell, Durant, Baby, are they in Harrisburg area?
It's
Where are they? Oh, they're also Pittsburgh? I wasn't sure.
County had them years ago. And Bruce Campbell was, he did all the county.
Okay.
You can't keep them up to the business of mother law record skin.
Okay.
Let me just get them. And I can email everybody the results.
Do they just have a, I'm assuming they have a rate schedule. Yeah.
Their fee proposal for the principal is $230 an hour. A senior associate, $205 an hour. Associate, $185. Paralegal, $145. And a law clerk, $145. And they list the principals.
Okay.
And the associate was 100.
185.
The other one is Knox Law. That's the flash drive.
Okay, for Knox, $230 an hour. For other attorneys, it's $225 an hour, $290. Hourly rate for litigation matters is $230. Paralegals are billed at $140.
Do me a favor, just find out what we're being charged by Gabriel Associates, just interest. It's $250.
I think so.
For the principal. We built, all right. Now, I don't know if it's appropriate or not, because we are moving into a union negotiations. It'd be interesting to understand from their perspective what the average union negotiations for a Class 6 county as far as hours and responsibilities would be.
What was Campbell Durant, was there for
They're pretty
principal?
much the same.
230.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same, which isn't surprising, actually.
So I guess the next step was they will go to the solicitor for review.
By the way,
Probably need to review their references and see whether the counties are being represented by each one of them, and maybe do
Yeah.
some due diligence at a personal
Yeah, they both have
level.
several references.
Right.
And actually, we've had experience with both
Right.
over the years.
Is that an unfair thing to ask what the average union negotiation, as far as duration and hours would go in this Class 6 county? Because I mean, I can't imagine.
well, litigation or, high stakes negotiation with the, a possible ultimate outcome of arbitration, an adjudicated outcome is, could be difficult to get, any kind of estimate from them on.
Okay.
But, I would certainly encourage the commissioners to go back through the billing histories on some of the negotiations and arbitrations that you've handled in the recent past, just in the past 5 or 6 years. You could certainly get some ideas about the amount of time.
It's all in AccuFund, we don't have that.
Well, I think the world's different too. I think as far as what the prior Board of Commissioners' position was versus the current ones, would be more traditional, I guess. So,
That would be one of your best indicators would be what's been required to accomplish a job for the county in the years past.
I guess they go to you for the next. Commissioner meeting?
They will once we just review them all and get the, any questions answered.
yeah.
It's not for this Wednesday.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Can you make copies for each of us?
Yes, I will email them to you,
Really?
unless you want printed copies.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll take printed copies if you don't mind.
As long as you're doing for the
It's just so much easier. I know I should be more electronic. I'll work on
I
that.
don't like having something material in front of me.
Okay. Projects.
But I think we have several that we're working on, so.
New upcoming meetings, May 22nd.
It's 2 days from now.
Commissioner meeting and a public hearing. What's the public hearing?
The public hearing is on the rezoning of Farmington Township.
Actually bringing it into the program. Not the whole public hearing first, maybe close the hearing, and then move it to the regular meeting.
And then that's an item for approval on the regular meeting.
Department committee updates.
Alright.
What's up, Phil?
Some stuff for you. Take a while, boss around. So what you're gonna see here is the taxes that were returned to the Tax Claim Bureau by the tax collectors. You'll see the current year, 2023s, and then the past 2 years, 2022s, 2021s, and then all the way back to 2013 when I first started keeping track of this. So back in 2013, about 11% of the taxes we sent out get returned to the Bureau as delinquent. That was back 2013, 10 years ago. So,
Hard to believe.
this is crazy, yeah. So now we're at 2023, and we're all the way down to 8.5 plus taxes being returned as
11%
delinquent.
was in 2022.
What's that?
11% was,
11% was back
Oh,
in
okay.
2013, yeah.
If you look at way off to the right to the bottom,
Gotcha.
that's where it was,
Yeah.
2013, which is when you started,
That's how you
correct?
first started, yeah.
And that's 11% was delinquent?
Where it's being returned as delinquent, yep. And now we're down at 8.57%. And I think that's attributed to like having the website updated, doing the online payments. Now you can search when you pay online. There's a lot of combination of things that help get that number down. One issue that we do have that you can see, 2022 and 2023, Pleasant Township. There's a property at the 2 parcels that haven't paid the tax bill. So if you look on page 2 and 3 that I just gave you, just give you a little heads up. We have a property in Pleasant, which is the distribution center. They're delinquent in 2022s and 2023s, and they account for, what is this? $806,000 in delinquent taxes. About $500,000 of that is just school, and $205,000 is county. So that's a
Do we
big.
know why?
I have no idea. Not sure. But I just thought I'd bring that to your attention.
Who's this?
This is Guardian REHP owner LP.
Parcel numbers.
Yeah. So that's a huge chunk that's delinquent, 2 separate properties. Hopefully they'll probably just pay the 1 year, but
Which year is which? Is the first one the older?
the 2022s, those are the oldest.
So the 274,000 is a total here.
That's for the one property. So if you
Oh,
look
I
up
see.
top there, 2022s, across 142,000.
I
Just for that 1 year, for
see,
that one parcel, then the other parcel's 278,000.
I see,
Yeah.
I see.
that's for the 2 buildings.
That's for 2 parcels, yeah.
Well, and if you take a look at that, and you look at, is this property in Pleasant Township, you see in 2022 and 2023, the delinquent taxes were like 458,000 and 491,000. So if those property owners would have been paying timely, the amount that was outstanding for 2023 would have gone down significantly, and 2022.
Yeah, so the actual numbers of the tax amount that's being returned is dropping significantly. So 2013, we had 3.3 million. So if you take out that anomaly there, that Pleasant Township, we're at
That's my point.
2.7 million as opposed to 3.3.
Right.
So,
And if you think about this from a cash flow perspective, as it relates specifically to the county, those are that's a lot of money that we're behind. So as we look at the fact that, we hadn't raised taxes for all of that time, and above and beyond some significant property owners that are not paying their taxes, that does put the county in much more of a bind than it has historically, when we've been in situations where they've been paying timely.
yeah, you're not getting $205,000. So how many mills is that? I don't know what it is for the county, but yeah, I think it's 2 for the city, so.
So it's 2 years outstanding, not just 1.
Yeah.
So
That's
I mean,
what-
everything else seems to be,
Yeah, the city of Warren, their returns were 11.75%, now they're down to 7.63, which is huge, we're doing a good job over there. Clarendon Borough, they're under 20% finally, they were at 25%. They were the highest returns of all municipalities, but now they're down to 19.65. So they're doing something different maybe, I don't know, but
like, the properties in Conowongo, is that just the normal thing? Like, I mean, it was 271,000 in 2013, and then you go fast forward to 2023, it's 252. Like,
Yeah,
are they
I don't know.
always in a little arrears?
I
Is
didn't really
that
pay
it?
attention to that one so
Okay.
much, but.
All right, because that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that's all I had, my notes here. Yeah, I'm just concerned about those two properties in Pleasant. Hopefully they come in and pay. Granted, we are making money on interest, which is 0.75%. So it's not much, but
This is,
so either they're delinquent, they're not paying, I
So
hope
what's the-
eventually they pay, so
what's
they
the
cover
la-
those interest costs.
What's the last day that one can pay to keep?
So it'd be September, it's the Friday before the 30th, whatever that day is. 28, 26?
yeah.
27th?
Things got-
Did the 27th. Friday by 4 o'clock, 27th of September. Pretty sure.
In September?
Yeah. I didn't say on the 30th. Should make sure Josh gets an update her 27th.
It's on the list for the fall.
The 30th is on
Yes.
Monday.
Is that?
30th is on Monday,
Yeah,
so
the 27th by 4 o'clock.
27th.
Yeah. Yeah, odds are they'll be in, they'll pay the 1 year. I would hope, I mean.
Well, it's just a lot to have to, be without for a long period of
Yes.
time. Taxes, while we're trying to run the operations of the county.
Yeah. Has Guardian been the owner all along for the past 3 years, like in 2021, when it looks like the taxes were paid in 21?
I think it's sold in 2020. I'm not certain, but I think
Yeah,
it's sold to the
it's sold
entity
in,
Okay.
who's,
In
yeah.
2021 it's sold.
Sold in early 22, if I recall.
So maybe the 22 bill didn't down until August, so they bought it early. So they're just figuring out things, trying to figure out what to do with it.
Or opening my brain, so I believe the property went through bankruptcy,
Oh, okay.
right? And so
Josh is not.
this is a purchaser out of bankruptcy, so if the commissioners were looking for options where to go from here, you could examine the bankruptcy docket to see the terms of purchase out of the bankruptcy. You may also do a title search and see if there's any lien holders, because the lien holders position, well, they'd be first in line, but really, their positions could be compromised if it goes to sale. So, it's not a typical approach, but understanding all the parties interested. Is this owned free and clear by Guardian, or are there other parties involved that can step up and pay and then take their own priority lien against the property? So we can look into that if Commissioner's like.
Yeah. So that's all I have. Just give you a little quick
I
update.
appreciate that.
Even the school district and the township are both losing a significant amount.
Well, the school's $500,000,000.
Yeah.
So how,
So I would think that it should be a partnership if we're gonna want to encourage the
For example, okay, yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, the taxing bodies were probably named de facto parties to the bankruptcy, right? And so, I believe the bankruptcy was probably filed in 2021, which means that the later taxing claims were not subject to it. But nevertheless, it's something that we could try to find out more about.
are they still in bankruptcy? So maybe this should be.
It's
pulled,
possible,
but-
that's my point, is that
Yeah.
it's possible that the case is still being monitored. These
Yeah.
claims aren't necessarily in there, but
If it's in bankruptcy, we should be stepping in.
I mean, as you and I discussed, they're required to list the taxing bodies.
Yeah, and I haven't received any official notice, so.
Okay. I will reach out to, so that Broken Straw is that Andrea?
I want to say yes,
I
but.
think,
So
so,
usually it falls into that.
yeah, that's who the solicitor is for Broken Straw, I think.
Why would you reach out to?
Yeah, this wasn't.
If you're at,
You're talking about doing a title research and having them partner with us in paying for it.
Yeah. Well, this is in Pleasant Township.
Yeah, Pleasant Township.
Trust Pleasant.
Yeah.
Pleasant.
That's why I was questioning.
Gotcha.
I apologize, yeah, it's
Gotcha.
right, it was on the border.
This Guardian, is that an investment group?
I have no idea.
REH is probably real estate holding.
So that's Route 6 in Irvine.
62.
62 south.
I mean, that's Blair.
Yeah.
It's the Blair
Blair.
Distribution Center. Well, I think we should research maybe again, Phil, and maybe we put it back on our project list, is what do other counties do as it relates to taxes? I know we still have that consolidated effort, but it seems like there are very few that continue to do that, but I don't know what their the advantages, disadvantages would be.
For,
If we were to collect our own taxes and the school would collect their own and the municipalities would collect their own.
that gets very messy real quick.
Which is just odd because I think we're one of the few, I don't know for sure. That's why I wanted to understand what other counties our size are. I know Lawrence County has done away with the consolidated billing. They
You know,
do their own, and they,
I think it's probably a question too for Bowl too as well, on how that gets separated out in the bills, because he handles the initial mailings of those.
who does?
Brian Bowl.
Oh, right, yeah. Yes, I mean, I think it's something we should be thoughtful of and mindful of and maybe see what others do, because I don't quote me on the Lawrence County thing, but I think the Lawrence County, the county portion is like due much earlier in the year, like
Yeah, probably
February-ish.
county and
And then-
municipality is probably the one time.
Yeah, they separated it out in two separate billings, but
There's 3 separate billings.
Are there 3?
Yeah, there's the county itself, and then a contractor on behalf of a municipality called Portnoy, I think we talked about that.
please don't do that.
And then the third is the school district themselves. So, I don't know, it's just
Portnoy
still.
charges fees, heavy fees,
Well, and
and
it's not, that's not our problem.
well, it's
That
not.
becomes a municipality's problem.
Would
I'm just thinking about cash flow and from
Yeah,
our
I
perspective, we are waiting for everyone and to have all their collective bills together. Would there be any advantage if the county had their claim out on the time frame that other counties do, that do separate each one of those types of taxes? It's just a curiosity.
it would be up to the municipality as to who they choose.
That's correct.
Then even, it just gets so messy real quick, because then you don't know if who's paying, or not paying, do we have to get updates from the companies that are handling that, and then how do we have our tax sales, because are we receiving accurate information from those?
Well, that was gonna make my question to you from a logistics perspective.
Yeah,
So if somebody doesn't pay their school district taxes, are we still responsible then to try and collect those, or is it the school district on their own?
no, so any unpaid tax bills get returned to me as delinquent, then I handle the collection portion of that.
Whether we're billing separately or not?
Should be.
Okay.
Unless the school district decides to use Portnoy, which, I mean, I'm part of the listserv for the directors of tax claim bureau, and it's just bad news after bad news,
Yeah,
because
I've
they charge
dealt
high
with that.
fees and like,
I've dealt with
it's
them, I know.
not great, yeah.
Yeah. Well, something to think about.
Yeah. I mean, it's something to look into, I just,
Yeah.
ugh.
Well, there has to be a best practice out there.
Yeah.
Maybe we are that, I don't know.
I think this works. I know a lot of other counties do separate billings, so county tax at the beginning of the year, school later, but then that gets a little messy too, but.
Well, it gives the opportunity of the taxpayer to not have to pay the total amount at the same time. They can pay a portion of it to the county and then a portion of it to municipality and then lastly the school district. Because if you take a look at who's heavy on this list as it relates to taxes, it's not really the county. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're holding up our share. It's just a thought.
But if they're separate tax billings, at what point is the cutoff for tax sales?
There's a lot of
There's
counties
a lot of
that do
little-
it, so I think we should find out.
There's a lot of little things that start to think, okay, what about this, what about this, like, oh boy, what, yeah.
I'm just putting out the art of the possible
I
there and
know,
why
I know.
other people choose it. There has to be a reason that they do. I just don't wanna be in the, you know,
If this guardian does not pay their taxes, it would go on the tax sale list.
It would go to the it's right now, it's
Upset.
scheduled for the upset sale in
Right.
September. So it is on our list, if you want to call it that right now.
And if they do have liens and.
Those are all, the
Except-
new owner would be responsible for that. So everything will be covered, the taxes, everything will
Unless-
still be paid for.
But if nobody bids, then it will go.
Then it goes to judicial, which
Right.
I don't think that would happen with this property, but you never know. So,
I was just surprised that when I looked at our portion of the taxes
Mhm.
versus.
The sale of that property, because I looked at this in relation to another assessment appeal, the price that was paid for these properties was significant.
I know.
Yeah, so hence you've got these large amounts. I don't know how they're being operated, if they're still under the auspices of Blair or a different entity. They're being managed, maybe the holding company, the LP, is somebody who purchased out of bankruptcy, but they've got someone else running, so they're not, definitely not involved in the commercial community of Warren. So understanding their plans might be interesting.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Phil.
no problem.
Yeah, it's good to know and it's good to see,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of which particular areas the average outstanding amount was that did not get paid timely in both 21, 22, and 23. So. Good. Any other department reports, anything, Pam, for the, no, that's come to you lately? Okay.
We could do a real brief executive session.
Sure.
When we're done.
Yep, I think